Hello, everybody. I am here with a very special guest. I know I say just about everybody on here is a special guest, but this one's extra very special. It's my wife, Gretchen. I'll let her introduce herself here in a second, but wanted to talk to you guys about a healthy home. You know, kind of a different subject you don't hear of every day. I guess you start hearing of it more often in these days, I guess. But, you know, having a healthy home is important. Whether you're moving into a new home and you want to make sure it's a healthy home, or whether you and your existing family, it's just important for everybody to just be healthy. And Gretchen, can you introduce yourself to everybody out there?
Sure. I'm Gretchen Riddle. I am Lee's wife. I am actually a certified wellness and nutrition coach. I work one-on-one with people individually and work on wellness coaching. So that may be different behavior change, whether it's with nutrition, whether it's with other behavior changes, even within the home. It could be families, it could be changing their environment, it could be working on making sure that they live in a healthy environment as far as different things that they're doing within their home.
So you just kind of explain a basic definition of what a healthy home is, or is that pretty much covered, or
Sure.
Is there something you can go in a little bit more detail about what a healthy home is?
Sure. Yeah, there are really many different aspects of that. You could look at two different areas, whether it's, like I said, nutrition, diet, exercise to have a healthy family, or you could look at your environment, which would be more, like the chemicals and things that you're using inside your home. Are you using more natural products and things, or are you looking at other things that might be in the home that may have other contaminants, I guess, per se, that you may be exposing your family to. So there are different areas that you could look at if you want to classify as saying a healthy home.
Yeah, okay. So it's not just not food related, it's everything in your home as far as cleaning materials and food and numerous things. So what about, a lot of people out there think, including myself before we met, is like, oh, that stuff's too expensive. It costs so much money. I don't want to spend that much money on something like that. Is it really expensive? Is that the case?
A lot of people think that, just like he did, but really it's kind of a misnomer, especially if you think about your investment for your health and long term and just in general, your own well-being, how you feel. It's really worth that investment, just like many other things that if you go kind of on the cheap side and don't invest in that, then you kind of get what you pay for. So it's definitely along that line.
Okay, are you a believer in diets?
Not necessarily a specific diet per se. I am in just more balanced nutrition and making sure that people eat whole foods and just more well-rounded eating, not necessarily a specific elimination diet or specific.
So just
diet.
making sure you go into the store, you're picking out the right things, and not necessarily like a diet that somebody might stick with for a couple weeks or a couple months.
Yes.
You really encourage people with a true balance of being able to make their true lifestyle change about buying the right products, whether it be the meat that they're buying or the vegetables that they're buying or fruits.
Right.
That's basically what you're all about, right? Versus trying to stick to a strict diet, line by line.
Yes, definitely. I'm not an advocate of fad diets, or you'll see certain specific detox cleanses or things like that, because that's exactly what Lee said. People don't stick to it long term, and they tend to fall off the wagon after a while, especially, if it's like an example, Atkins diet or something like that. Yeah, it may work for a little bit, but it's hard to maintain that over any extended length of time because people are going to revert back to those old habits, and it's hard to eliminate that food group permanently, and that's when people will gain weight back or get back into those unhealthy habits. So yes, I do focus more on just balance overall. No foods are, totally off limits. It just depends on that balance and having them in maybe smaller quantities, less frequently. It's a struggle.
It's real struggle.
It is, but that's something that I work with clients on is, how to use certain techniques so that it's a little less of a struggle, hopefully, and that it's, finding those healthier foods that can replace, and oftentimes I have people say, I'm not craving those not as healthy foods as much, because I feel so much better when I'm having a consistent healthy diet.
Just like you've done with me, and trust me, I'm a lifetime's worth of work. That's why she married me, because it's
a project.
I'm a project. I really am. It's not a lie. But once you rid yourself of those, you're not used to intaking all that grease and those toxins and all the salt. And once your body isn't used to getting that anymore, it realizes it doesn't have to have it. And then whenever you, like me, go out and have a big greasy cheeseburger from time to time, you just don't feel good afterwards.
Right.
I mean, you pay for it, and your body's telling you, hey, you've ate something bad.
Yep.
I'm sure you're getting that a lot. And then you're here to help. I mean, as a coach, you're holding your patients accountable. So, I mean, that's a big thing, is accountability, right?
Exactly. That is huge. Honestly, that's kind of one of the number one things that I hear from clients is, that they a lot of times say, I know what to do, I've done it before, but I need that accountability piece that I need somebody to check in with. And a lot of times I'll work with people on a weekly basis so they have that check-in. And even if it's simple as, just having that in their mind, oh, I've got to go talk to Gretchen. I've had people say that word for word, that I knew I had to come talk to you, and I didn't want to have to tell you that I didn't reach my goal or I didn't do X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that is like one of the biggest things with coaching that helps people a lot.
And she knows if you don't tell her, because when you put your phone on mute when you're going through the drive-thru and she's out of town, she still knows what you're eating.
Yes.
It's
not that that's
I mean,
a
it's
true
a special.
Story or anything.
It's not that that's a true story, but that's kind of powers. I mean, that's special powers there. But that happened to me. Anyway. So what services and stuff do you offer? I mean, I know you got programs and stuff and things you can offer the clients that want to work with you. I mean, can you go into that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, I can. I do, as I mentioned before, I do one-on-one wellness coaching and nutrition coaching with clients, and that can be either in virtual aspects over the phone or through like a Zoom or video conference as well.
So you can be remote.
Right, exactly. I do a lot of that. That's primarily what coaching is all about. And other viewers may have heard of wellness coaching before, and a lot of times it is in that context. I do behavior change, work with people on behavior changes, whether it is healthy eating, could be working on exercising more. I've actually worked with people on tobacco cessation. I've also worked with people just, if they have been to the doctor and they need to reduce their cholesterol, which again would go with those two things of nutrition and physical activity as well. Yeah. But essentially it would be working with me usually on a weekly basis, and we would set specific goals. I usually try to, come up with what is your big picture, look at that goal, and then break it down into the smaller goals. And really that's what people have trouble with. I have people, if I just ask somebody, what is your goal? They'll come up with this big picture, I want to lose 50 pounds. Yeah. Well, they need help figuring out, okay, what's the X, Y, and Z to get to that big picture, I want to lose 50 pounds, when they just don't know those steps to take. Or they do, but again, they need that accountability to be able to get there.
So, I mean, it's kind of like that saying, you eat an elephant one bite at a time type deal, right?
Exactly.
Just one step at a time.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure a lot of you viewers out there have heard of Juice Plus. And is that something you're involved in?
Yes, I will say it is. I even myself was, and when I found out about Juice Plus, at first when I was doing nutrition coaching and everything, I thought, you should get all your nutrition from whole foods, only eating foods. But really, the more I learned about Juice Plus as a product, I learned that's what it is. It is fruits and vegetables dehydrated and put into a pill form, basically. So it's not like there's a bunch of weird stuff in there. It's just whole food nutrition in a capsule form. So that is actually one of the very few things that I advocate, because I do feel like there's many times when people try to eat very, very well, but things happen and you can't always eat the way you want to. So it kind of helps bridge that gap in between what we do eat and what we should be eating all the time.
Great, yeah. So, I mean, it gives you that whole food nutrition. And
yes.
I know you tell me, like, if I'm starting to feel a little sick, which I don't feel sick as often because she's got me on it morning and night. And if I'm starting to feel like a little bug's coming on, she's like, double up on your Juice Plus. And I mean, I feel the effects, honestly do, and it's good stuff. So, if somebody was interested in your programs, interested in learning more about Juice Plus, what's the best way for people to reach you? Whether it be online, phone, email,
Sure.
what's the best way?
Yeah, checking out my website, Gretchen Leigh Wellness. It's Leigh for spelling Lee. And that would be the best way. I've got email. I got all my contact information on there, so that would be the best way.
Okay. Well, guys, I hope this was a unique category for you, and you were able to learn something new from this and enjoyed it. So, don't forget about Gretchen. If you ever got any questions, look her up. And if you've got anybody that needs to buy or sell a home, I'm here to help them out as well. And I'm going to have her information in the comments. My information, as always, is at the bottom of the screen. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Thanks.